We're looking at it on TV. It looks like a bigger room than it is. Looks like a conference room. It's not. It's a really small, tiny, intimate room. Those courtrooms are not. They're not built for media cases. They're built decades ago when the media was not involved in these cases. So they are small rooms. The jury, we don't see them on camera. They're sitting probably 5 feet away from her, and so the jury is looking at her. If you ever watch any documentary about any case, people always talk about the physical reaction of jurors upon testimony. Well, the jurors are going to have weeks of this stuff. I can't stand this woman. The jury obviously is not going to stand her. And her case is an eminently reasonable case. You haven't asked me, we'll talk about it later, but there's a big orb of reasonable doubt in the case as to whether or not she did this, but she's covering it up with her courtroom demeanor. And obviously, again, it does not help you that your kids are testifying against you. The defense attorney can argue it later and say, look, anytime a marriage falls apart, kids usually side with one of the parents. That doesn't mean that the parent that they don't side with murdered the other parent. And here's why: my client did not murder her husband, right? But it's sad, it's a tragedy that her kids are testifying against her. And one last thing, Kelly, the defense attorney, again, he's more so, his courtroom demeanor and his cadences are more related to like a mob case, not really so much for a case where a family tragedy is unfolding before our eyes. So that's just one thing I want to throw out there. But yeah, I think these witnesses did good.
Emily was on the stand for a considerable amount of time, and you bring up the marriage falling apart, and she brought him up. When the marriage fell apart, it wasn't with the guy that she brought to Emily's wedding, which was a big problem in her mind, but it was with this Ted Riley character here. She is talking about that portion of this saga.